गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक, सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक। कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबदायक, कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबदायक। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। मोदक प्रिय मुद मंगल दाता, मोदक प्रिय मुद मंगल दाता। विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता, विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। मांगत योगी जन कर जोरे, मांगत योगी, मांगत योगी जन कर जोरे। बस ही श्री माता जी मानस मोरे, बस ही श्री माता जी मानस मोरे। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन। गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए 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 गणपति नंदन।
Just 1 minute, yeah. I'm having some trouble with my earphones.
Shree Mataji, will you please start your video?
Yeah, just 1 minute. I'm having some trouble with my earphones. Trying to sort it out. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Jai Shri Mataji. I hope I'm audible. Yeah.
Yes, where? Shree Mataji.
Sorry for that delay. Good morning, Jai Shri Mataji, to one and all. And a warm welcome to our session today. This is one of the many sessions that we have every day. And we have three such sessions organized throughout the day. One in the morning at 8 o'clock, one in the afternoon at 4:15, and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. The agenda is really to tell you a little bit about what Sahaj Yoga is, how it benefits us, a little bit about our internal subtle system, and then go for the self-realization experience. We have these sessions mostly in Hindi, only one session on Saturday morning in Marathi, and one session on Sunday morning in English for seekers who requested different languages to understand a little better. So next hour, what we'll try to do is just talk a little bit about Sahaj Yoga and tell you, and our internal subtle system, then meditation. And then at the end, if you have any questions, you can drop them at the YouTube chat or join the Zoom link to speak with us and share your experiences. So now let's start without any further ado. So what is Sahaj Yoga? how is it different from the others, how it benefits us, etc., is what we'll touch upon right now. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi started Sahaja in 1970. You're seeing her photograph right behind me. And the intention of Sahaja was to give Ama's self-realization for her. We have been hearing of this great thing of something higher reaching to God, connecting with Him, or in our Indian culture, especially, there's so much talk about doing penances, tapasyas, etc., for um, connecting with God or gaining something higher, etc. And that has been sort of our heritage, we can say. But unfortunately, nobody has really talked about it very openly. And whoever has received self realization has mostly kept it not public in the past. That is because people were not ready, the time was not right. And even the folks who talked about it, for example, Gyaneshwara talked about in his Gita, um, the Dharma Martanda of that time, they told that this chapter about Kundalini awakening, self-realization is Nishidh. That means you cannot read it. So more or less, this knowledge has been kept secret. And whatever talk has been about maybe, let's say, Kundalini or chakras, or how it benefits us, maybe some part of that, but nobody has really talked about how to give it to others. In that sense, historically, only very, very few people among hundreds of thousands of people would get self-realization, or they were self-realized from their childhood. They were saints, whom we call saints, whom the people who we know that really were connected to God. For example, Kabir, etc. They sang so much about God, connecting with God, or things that are associated with self-realization. But even they ended up saying, "Kaise samjhaun sab jag andha?" How do I explain the whole world is blind? So that has been the real problem, where one odd people would get it, or would be an incarnation or self-realized soul. And when they would talk about self-realization or something higher, something that is more divine, that normal people don't understand, then those people are crucified, poisoned, tortured, not allowed to live long, and their lives have been very difficult. And the reason is that people cannot see and are not on that level to even realize that the person who's talking in front of me is actually a realized soul, or he is really talking about something that is the truth. Now, today, we see many people talking about it and many people seeking self realization. Today, so many people are seeking something higher. These are the times of real confusion, Bhranti, Kalyug, Ghor Kalyug. We've heard all of these words. So, this confusion, this great confusion that we are experiencing, is pushing us towards seeking something higher. And thousands of people go to various places thinking that these are the places that will solve their problems and give some solution to the stressful life that they have, etc., etc. But once again, what we find there is that so many of these gurus turn out to be fake, and they're not really even talking about self-realization sometimes, but just using some illusions to fool people around. So that great confusion continues. And even today, we are not able to realize that the person sitting in front of us who's talking such big things, is he really a self-realized soul, or is he just somebody who's befooling us? So that same era continues even today, we can say, but it's working other way around, because fake people have come up and they are befooling real seekers of God. That time, there weren't many seekers. Today, there are many, but they are facing this situation. So the solution of Sahaj Yoga is very simple, as the name. The solution is, let's say, self-realized souls are born on the 10th story. The idea is to bring amas, the general population like us, who are living in their grahasthas, that means their household lives, to bring them one or two level up. So that allows them to see some bit of what the person on the 10th story is able to see, and they're able to connect and understand. In reality, we do not yet understand all the scriptures, all the great seers, seekers, what they have talked about. Now is the time that we'll be really able to connect with them and understand what they've been saying. That is the boon of Sahaj Yoga. Sahaj Yoga, Sahaj, literally it means simple, but also something very spontaneous happens on its own. Sahaja, Shree Mataji explains, born with you. So this is all already built in, born with you. It's just the time has to be right. The giver has to be there. We have to accept this higher self. Yoga literally means union, union of ourself with the all-pervading power of God. So this is Sahaj Yoga. Now, what benefits do we get from it? What really happens? In Sahaj Yoga, we are talking about awakening our Kundalini. And then we get a light coming into us, whatever we call it, the light, the power of God, Param Chaitanya, Ritambhara Pragya. There's so many names given to that. But that is essentially the power that has created us, that has created everything around us. We say in Hindu religion at least that kan mein Bhagwan. That means every molecule has God. But we have not felt the divine really. We accept it, we believe in it, and we pray to it, and many things. But to be completely honest with ourselves, we have not felt it literally on our central nervous system. For the first time, that light in form of cool vibration starts flowing through our hands. We feel it on top of our head and on our hands. These vibrations have been described best by Adi Guru Shankaracharya, who talked in his book called Saundarya Lahari. So the word Saundarya Lahari means, Sundar Lahariya means beautiful vibrations. He says that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel the cool breeze coming. Salilam, Salilam, he says. Actually, that means a little cool breeze coming on our hands. In Bible, it's explained as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. They have no idea what is Holy Ghost, etc. In Quran, it said that when Qiyamah's time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. So when this power starts flowing through us, we feel the vibrations on our hands. We also feel our chakras on our hands. So till now, we don't know what's wrong with us. Let's say I'm an egoistical person. I'm hurting everyone with my ego. But nobody can really come and tell me that I'm egoistical. And even if they tell me, I won't believe them. But let's say in meditation, I start feeling one particular finger that is of my Agya chakra. Then I have to accept that I'm being very egoistical and I must calm down, I must forgive, etc. So these things come to us. For the first time, we see ourselves, our real self-realization happens when we can face ourselves and know what is wrong. Even we get to know what is wrong with us physically. These days, we go to the doctors, they tell us you have this disease. Till then, we have no clue of what is happening inside our body. So even physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of this is guided by these chakras and nadis, and that we can feel on our hands in vibrations. And we can use these vibrations to clear ourselves out. So the problems facing us these days could be physical problems for which we may be searching some solutions. That means diseases also, or familial troubles, or some emotional troubles. The youth today is really stressed out. Everything is competition in jobs, in studies, everything else also. There's so much show off that we do, and that impression baji and everything. All of that causes so much stress for the youth today. All of these things fade away in meditation when the vibrations start flowing through us and we calm ourselves down, our chakras, nadis come into balance, and all our problems slowly and gradually they go away. These vibrations we can use to even give realization to others. Something so big, so great comes to us. We can raise kundalinis of other people and give them self-realization. It's like one candle being lit can lit so many candles. The same way, we can give realization to others. We can even cure others. Let's say I'm sitting here, somebody is sitting in US, I can see their vibrations and tell what's wrong with the gentleman, or even somebody sitting in front of me. A completely new awareness comes to us when we get a realization in Sahaja Yoga and we meditate regularly. It sounds very astonishing, quite unbelievable, but it truly happens. We are built that way. The great God Almighty has built us for a purpose, and He's not left us out there just to figure our way out like this, the way world is today. He has done all the preparation for us to achieve the highest and get connected with Him. And all His boons start flowing into us once we get that connection built in. There is truly a lot to talk about in Sahaja Yoga, but that's for a basic introduction. That's good enough for now. What we'll do is turn towards our subtle system. We're all built in the same way inside. We all think of ourselves as very different people, but actually, from the inside, we all look like this. The chart is going to come in front of us right now on the screen. And we've probably seen this chart now several times. This has become very common, and people are talking about chakras and nadis. So this is probably something that we are seeing. But to give you a brief about what all this is, when we were in our mother's womb, we can say God's energy, whatever name we call it by, entered through the top of our head, here on the fontanelle bone, which we know is a soft spot in little children. We see that it's always pulsating. That is because this is the entry door of that energy inside. This enters here, and our brain, being a prism shaped entity, the light refracts. As we know, refraction happens in physics, and it refracts into three parts. The one coming from the right goes into the left, the one coming from the left goes into the right, the one in the center creates these small flower like things that we see here, which are called as chakras or energy centers or whatever name we call it. After all of this creation inside of us, this energy comes and settles down at the end of our spine. There is a bone called sacrum bone. The Greeks have called it sacrum. That means they knew there is something sacred about this bone. This energy comes down here and settles down in coils, 3.5 coils. Because coils means kundal in Sanskrit, and this being the mother energy, it has been called as Kundalini. She is our individual mother, and she has been with us in all our lives. She knows everything about us, and her only goal is to give us our second birth. Our self-realization is called as our second birth. A bird is called as Dvijaha, that means which has born twice. The meaning is literally because till the time it's an egg, it sees only the egg. It doesn't know the world outside. As soon as it breaks through, it sees the world for what it is really. Same happens with us when our Kundalini awakens and pierces our Sahasrara. And for the first time, we get that awareness, completely new awareness that had been missing till now. Talk about the three nadis around us. Briefly, we'll touch upon them. On the left-hand side, the one in blue we see is called as Ida Nadi. This nadi is responsible for our past, for our emotions, for our desires. It's also called as the moon channel. People who are thinking always of the past work too much on this. People who are too emotional all the time work too much upon this channel. So in Sahaja Yoga, we understand that any kind of imbalances or any kind of extremes cause imbalances inside of us, and they can manifest even as physical problems. So for example, people who work too much on this left channel develop psychosomatic diseases, which are mostly incurable. We can feel the status of this channel on our left palm in meditation. Similarly, on the right-hand side, the one we see in yellow is called as the Pingala Nadi. This is also called as the sun channel. This Nadi is responsible for all our actions, whether they be physical, mental, any kind of actions. So people who are too aggressive, and also this channel is responsible for our future. So people who are too futuristic, ambitious, or working too hard in offices and planning and all of that, they work too much on this channel and they develop the heat, this being the sun channel, and develop several diseases accordingly. On our right palm, we'll feel the status of this right channel in meditation. In the center is the Sushumna Nadi. This is the path for Kundalini to rise up. That is why we talk about balance, because once we are in balance, we are in the center, we are in the present, and the path for Kundalini to rise up opens up. Lord Buddha probably has talked most about being in balance. And the people who have talked about it, the realized souls or incarnations, the reason is that if we lead a balanced life, we get to our realizations very quickly when the time is right. What we'll do is also touch upon these chakras and their qualities very quickly without talking about the deities, etc. So again, in Hindu religion, we say that the God resides inside us. Whether you go to any temple, church, mosque, etc., we go there and we close our eyes. The reason is actually God is truly inside us. We don't need to open our eyes to connect. So on all of these chakras, and there are various sub chakras, etc., all the deities, all the great incarnations of all the religions reside. And in Sahaja Yoga, we not only respect and accept them, we worship them to cure our chakras. For example, let's say I feel one chakra catching in meditation, then I have to take the name of that deity to cure that chakra. But today we'll not touch upon the deities, we'll just touch upon the chakras and their qualities. First one at the very bottom that you see in red is called as the Mooladhara chakra. This chakra is responsible for our innocence, our wisdom, our purity. All of those are the very first most qualities described here, and the most important ones to start off this process. People who are innocent are easily getting Sahaja Yoga very quickly. They get their realization very quickly. People who go against innocence, against purity in terms of sex, etc., develop several problems related to this chakra. So every chakra controls the organs on the physical side, even the plexus is on the physical side. And when we go against the qualities of those chakras, those organs, plexuses, etc., can get into trouble. So we see that all the excretory organs are around this chakra. Those get into trouble once we go against the qualities of this chakra. But once this chakra is truly awakened inside us, we develop the pure wisdom. And especially in children, this is very, very critical when they know what to do in life, what to choose, what not to choose, because of this pure wisdom that comes in. In meditation, we can feel this chakra where the palm meets the wrist. This is the place of Mooladhara chakra on our hands. After this comes the Swadhisthana chakra that is shown in yellow. This chakra is responsible for all our creativity, all our dynamism, all our creative powers. Everything comes from this chakra. So, for example, all art forms emanate from Swadhisthana chakra. All our people who work very well, they are more dynamic in their work, etc. All of that also happens because of this chakra. This is also responsible for, or this is the place for the pure knowledge. That pure knowledge of connecting with the divine, using this energy, clearing out our chakras, etc. When we go against pure knowledge, that means we go take to impure knowledges. That means the knowledges that are used by tantrikas, etc. Then this chakra gets into trouble. Or even if we have been to tantrikas, etc., this chakra is caught up. On the right-hand side, it's very interesting. You can see that the right channel in yellow starts from this chakra. So all our actions are essentially done from this chakra. And our mental actions, especially when we use our gray cells in the head, we think we are using only the gray cells and using our brains. Actually, the gray cells are coming from our fat cells. Fat cells are converted into gray cells, And that is all we think more and more. This work of converting fat cells into gray cells is done by Swadhisthana Chakra. So people who are thinking too much are utilizing their Swadhisthana too much. And that is how Swadhisthana Chakra, which takes care of the other organs like liver, pancreas, spleen, etc., is not able to give the right energy to these organs. And then they go into disorder. So people who are working too much, taking too much stress, etc., thinking too much of the future planning, they are the ones who will normally have liver troubles or diabetes or things like that. In meditation, once we clear out these chakras, they can be put to order, and thus these diseases can also potentially become okay. We can feel Swadhisthana chakra on both our thumbs on the left and right side. So every chakra has three parts: left, right, and center. After this comes the Nabhi chakra, which is the place for satisfaction inside of us. All kinds of satisfaction, whether it be familial, monetary, all that comes from this chakra. And our seeking also comes from this chakra. So in animal stage, we were seeking, let's say, food, shelter. Now we started seeking money, power, family, etc. Slowly, this seeking turns towards God when we realize that none of it really gives us the real satisfaction. And that is how we start searching for God. People who are um, very materialistic can catch on this chakra. People who are very miserly or all the time thinking of money or jobs, career, etc., can catch on this chakra. People who have family troubles can get this chakra caught up, etc. This is felt on both our middle fingers, left and right side. Around this is what we call as Bhavsagar, the void. Bhavsagar is the place of dharma inside of us. The great gurus have incarnated here and taught us what really religion is, and that is not Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, etc. That is the innate religion inside of us that is already established here. One example is, let's say we see something really bad happening, we end up puking because this dharma tells us not okay. Especially also happens with alcohol intake, etc. When we go against religion, this chakra is caught up. When we take to wrong gurus who are not really gurus, this chakra is caught up. We can feel Bhavsagar around the very center of our palm, on both the sides, both the palms. After this comes the Anahat chakra. Anahat chakra is here right at our sternum bone. This is the place of our confidence, our security, when we know that God Almighty is there to take care of us. If that sense of security is somehow disturbed, then this chakra is caught up. Let's say ladies who are very insecure with the families, husbands might be the ones who get breast cancer, or children who are afraid a lot are the ones who get sick a lot. On the right hand side is the place of the father principle, and people who have not had right relations with fathers or not had fathers since childhood, they are usually catching on this chakra. Also, this is the place of all ideal maryadas of an ideal son, brother, father, etc. On the left hand side is the place of the mother. Also, this is the place of the Atma inside of us. What is Atma? Like Kundalini is the reflection of the Adishakti, the power of God. Atma is the reflection of God inside of us. It is always there and it is in a witness state watching us, but it is not in our attention. When Kundalini awakens, that spark comes and this Atma comes into our attention. And the Atma becomes the driver. This is also the place of love and compassion inside of us. We can feel this chakra on both our small fingers. After this comes Vishuddhi chakra. Vishuddhi chakra is responsible for all our communication. So our outward part of the face and our eyes, ears, nose, mouth, tongue, our hands, all of this is governed by this chakra. And because of this communication, we have become collective. So the true collective knowledge that we are one, comes when this chakra is awakened. When we know we are part and parcel of the whole being, the Virata, and we know that we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. We truly know that, and thus that witness state comes into us, and we can see the world as a play. This chakra is caught up on the left hand side when we feel guilty. We think that we are no good, we have done this bad, that bad, etc. People who always curse themselves, oh, I'm good for nothing, etc., etc., are the ones who catch on this left Vishuddhi very badly. This is very bad for Sahaja, especially because when this chakra is caught up, we do not feel the vibrations on our hands. If we don't feel the vibrations, we do not truly know what has happened, because we know that the nerves of these hands come from this chakra. So Vishuddhi is caught up, will not feel the Chaitanya. On the right hand side, this is caught up when we aggress others with our words. Very bombastic people shout a lot, curse a lot, use bad words, or take tobacco, etc. Both are equally bad. We feel this chakra on both our index fingers in meditation. After this comes the Agya chakra. Agya chakra, we can see, is the crossing of these three channels. Actually, inside our brain in the optic thalamus, there is a real crossing like this. And there's a very small space for Kundalini to pass through. This chakra is caught up if we do not forgive others. And that is the only real hurdle. We can imagine that such a big hurdle for this chakra. And this is the one that people find most difficult to cross over. But as soon as we forgive, Kundalini passes over. And there are two entities that it sucks in. These two entities are called as ego and superego. Whatever actions we do in life creates an ego inside of us. We may say that we are not egoistical, but it does some bit of or the other. Similarly, whatever we learn in our lives, our conditionings, whatever we've been taught, creates superego inside of us. Normally, one or the other is aggressing and is heavy on the other side. So people are either too super egoistic or too egoistic. And thus, this path for Kundalini is obstructed. But once we forgive on the Agya chakra, it passes through and it sucks in both these entities. So in a way, it eats up our karmas. After crossing over the last chakra, so Agya chakra we feel on both our ring fingers, left and right side. The last chakra is called as Sahasrar chakra. This is the place, or this is, let's say, the door of heaven. We can say this is where from the energy of God enters inside of us. This has been called as Brahmarandra. That means Randra means the whole to meet the Brahma, Brahmarandra. So once Kundalini crosses over from Sahasrar Chakra, the power of Almighty starts flowing through us. And we feel that power flowing through these nadis inside of us. And our hands being the end points of our nervous system, we feel them the best in meditation on our hands. This chakra is the real, the quality is called as integration because all the chakras are integrated into this chakra. And we also get integrated with the divine. We become an integrated personality. There's lots to talk about these chakras and their qualities, but let's say for today, that's quite enough. What we'll do is now go for the most important part, the session that is our self-realization and meditation. There are some steps that we can first just see, and then we can do them. That will make it easier for us to go into meditation. So we are built from the five elements, and we use these five elements to balance ourselves and to then go into meditation. So as a first step, what we will do is keep our left hand on our lap. Our left hand we will keep open on our lap, and the right hand will keep on the Mother Earth. This is the first step, the left hand on the lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. Then what we'll do next is keep the right hand in our lap and the left hand hold it towards the sky like this. After this, we'll keep both the hands on the Mother Earth. So these are the three steps for balancing this. The last one we said is both hands on the Mother Earth. Now we'll bring both hands in our lap. The next steps that we'll do them with our right hand only. The left hand is representing our left channel, which is the desire power. So as a desire of getting our realization, we'll keep the left hand in the lap and right hand being the action power, we'll use that for the next steps. We'll bring the right hand on our heart where we feel the heartbeat and we'll press it a bit here. This is the next step. We'll have some prayers in all of these steps. We'll bring this same hand on our forehead and press it from both the sides like we would in a headache. Bend the head a little forward. Then we'll bring this hand at the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. In the end, we will stretch our fingers like this and use the very center of our palm, put it on the fontanelle bone area. This was the soft bone when we were kids, and press it hard here. While pressing, we'll move it also in a clockwise direction so that our scalp moves along. These are the steps that we will do. Now, it's simple to understand that just doing these steps and having those prayers is not good enough for sure. There has to be someone who gives it to us. For example, Ramdas Swami was asked by his Shishya, his disciple, Shivaji Maharaj, how long does it take to get our self-realization? He answered by saying it happens that shan, that very second. You just need to have someone who can give it and someone who can take it. Shree Mataji is here to give it to us. Our photograph has that power, that Chaitanya flowing, that we get our self-realization from it. We just have to be humble enough to become the ones who can get it. So we'll look at Shree Mataji's photograph with complete humility, with complete respect. Keep all our thoughts and doubts aside and just have the sole thought that we want to get our self-realization. We'll slowly close our eyes and bring our attention inside and just see what is happening. Now we will do the steps that we had just seen. First, we'll keep our left hand in our lap open and the right hand will place on the earth, Mother Earth. Here we will pray that Mother, please clear out my Ida Nadi. Mother, please take out all the imbalances and impurities of my left channel through Mother Earth. We will also keep our attention on our palms and see what is happening. Mother, please bring my left channel into balance. Now we'll bring our right hand into our lap and put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand in our lap, left hand bent from elbow towards the sky. Here we will pray, Mother, please clear out my Pingala Nadi. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my Pingala Nadi, my right channel. We will bring our attention to our palms and see what is happening. Now we'll bring both our hands and place them on the earth, Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please bring us into complete balance. Whatever impurities and imbalances are still left from my Ida and Pingla Nadis, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into the present, into balance, into the center. We'll bring both our hands back into our lap. For the next steps, we'll keep the left hand as is in our lap and use the right hand. We'll place our right hand on our heart. And here we have to say a truth with full confidence that Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Actually, we are not this body, this mind, these thoughts, this ego, whatever else we think of ourselves. These are all momentary things. The only eternal part of us is the Atma. So we say with full confidence again, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am nothing but the pure spirit. Now, as we are the pure spirit, we are not guilty of anything. We have done no wrong. Whatever we think we may have done wrong, we just leave it at God's feet and say with full confidence again, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Let us leave the judgment to our Kundalini and have this option open of getting our self-realization. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we bring this right hand again to our forehead, where we place the bindi or kumkum, etc., and press it hard from both sides, like we would when we would have a headache, and bend our head forward a little. Here, we have to forgive everyone. So we say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Actually, we don't do anything if we don't forgive. But when we forgive, God takes over and we feel completely relaxed. Without remembering anyone, any names, just completely as a blanket, we forgive everyone. And we say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now we keep the hand at the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. Here, for our own satisfaction, we have to say that, O God, O Lord Almighty, if we have done any wrong against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive us. O God, if we have done any wrong against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive us. We can bring our right hand back into our lap and rest it a bit. Now we bring the right hand and stretch it. The fingers are stretched back and place the palm of our hand right at the top of our head on the fontanelle bone area and press it hard there. You'll bend our head forward. Now here's the most important part. We have to really ask for it. Without our asking for a self-realization, Shree Mataji cannot do it. So with utmost humility, we have to ask. Now, while pressing our hand, we have to move it in a clockwise direction. While pressing the hand, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that our scalp moves along with it. And we will ask very humbly, Mother, please give us our self-realization. Mother, please give us our self-realization. Mother, please give us our Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give us our yoga union with the divine. Mother, please give us our self-realization. Mother, please give us our self-realization. Mother, please give us our self-realization. We'll bring our hand back into our lap. Keep our attention where our hand was at the top of the head. And sit in meditation quietly for a few seconds. Bring our attention to our palms, our hands, and see at the very center of our palms, is there a cool breeze coming out? It could be hot as well, in one hand or both the hands. This is a very subtle feeling to start off, so we'll have to see very closely. Pay your attention there. Now we'll bring the attention to our fingers, the very end tip of fingers. Do we feel some itching or tingling or some such sensation in one or two of the fingers in one hand or both the hands? This is the first time that we feel our chakras and our nadis on our hands. Now, once again, we'll bring a right hand at the top of our head where we had pressed and raise it a little bit from the head, 2 to 3 inches. Now, we'll move it a little forward, backward, left, right. We'll see from a particular place, cool breeze is coming out of our head and touching our hand. It could be hot as well for a few of us in the beginning. Again, it's a subtle feeling, so we'll have to pay our attention and see. Now bring the right hand back into our lap and see the same from our left hand. Place the left hand on the fontanel bone and raise it up a couple of inches from the head and see there is a hot breeze or a cool breeze coming out of the head and touching our hand. From a particular place, we'll feel it. Now we bring the left hand back into our lap. As a last step, we'll put both our hands towards the sky, completely stretched, elbows straight, and palms open towards the sky. We'll ask one of these 3 questions 3 times. Oh God, is this Param Chaitanya? Is this the divine power that does everything? Is this Brahma Chaitanya, cosmic energy, whatever name we call it by? Last question 3 times. Then bring our hands back into our lap. In answer to the questions, the vibrations would improve on our hands. We'll keep our attention on the top of the head, on the fontanel bone area, and sit in meditation for a few more seconds. We'll slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You can see that we have no thoughts right now. This is the first form of self-realization where we get thoughtless awareness, nirvichar chetna. We will bring both our hands together in a namaskar to our Kundalini and Shree Mataji as a thanks for this blissful experience. Jai Shree Mataji. To those of us who have just joined, we would request that you continue attending these sessions for some time, as it takes some time to establish this experience truly. It's like the sprouting of a seed that needs to become a tree, and it's our responsibility now to meditate regularly and build ourselves and establish ourselves into Sahaja Yoga. How can you do this and how to proceed ahead? What all things we do in Sahaja Yoga to keep ourselves clean and secured? There are things that you can learn by joining us. Bhaiya now would be telling us more about that. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji Bhaiya. Thank you. Thank you to Shri Mataji for today's session. If you have any questions, to write in chat box. Where there is no questions.
Okay, Bhaiya.
By Mother Blessings, we have daily live meditations session at 5:30 p.m. and live realization session for new seekers at 8 a.m., 4:15 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. daily regularly. So you can join our sessions. And you can join our WhatsApp group from giving the links. Shri Mataji explains some techniques for the clearings over chakras and nadis. So you can watch our tutorial videos on YouTube and doing daily regularly meditation and all the suggestions. Thanks to Shri Mataji. क्लोज करते हैं भैया फिर यहाँ पे.
जी भैया. जय श्री माता जी.
जय श्री माता जी. तो आज का ये हमारा प्रोग्राम श्री माता जी ने सफलतापूर्वक हमसे करवा लिया. इसके लिए हम श्री माता जी और सभी देवी देवताओं को कोटि कोटि प्रणाम करते हैं, धन्यवाद देते हैं. आप रेगुलरली हमारे हिंदी सेशंस भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. शनिवार को हमारा ये सेशन मराठी में और आज ये संडे को अंग्रेजी भाषा में यहाँ पर प्रसारित हुआ. तो आप रेगुलरली ये हमारा प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. यदि आप किसी वजह से समय पे ये प्रोग्राम नहीं देख पाते हैं तो आप बाद में भी यूट्यूब पर ये वीडियो जो है ये देख सकते हैं और अन्य लोगों को भी इसकी लिंक शेयर कर सकते हैं. हमारा निरंतर ये प्रयास रहता है कि अधिक से अधिक लोगों तक ये लिंक शेयर हो और अधिक से अधिक लोग श्री माता जी के आशीर्वाद को प्राप्त करें. इसलिए हम हमारे चैनल पर, क्योंकि ये यूट्यूब से अलग अलग जगह से साधक जुड़ते हैं, इसलिए हमारा ये प्रयास रहता है कि सभी के लिए ये प्रोग्राम अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया जाए. इसलिए मराठी और इंग्लिश भाषा में भी हमने ये सेशंस प्रसारित किए हैं. तो आप जरूर उन्हें रेगुलरली ज्वाइन करें. तो आज के ये प्रोग्राम श्री माता जी ने हमसे सफलतापूर्वक करवा लिया. इसलिए हम श्री माता जी और सभी देवी देवताओं को कोटि कोटि प्रणाम करते हैं, धन्यवाद देते हैं. जाने अनजाने यदि हमसे कोई भूल हो गई हो तो उसके लिए हम क्षमा मांगते हैं. और आज का ये आत्म साक्षात्कार का कार्यक्रम यही समाप्त करते हैं. जय श्री माता जी.